welcome one and all to the K.O.E. Nation for a very special spirits review. We are here to review Teremana Tequila, and yes, folks, this is the first time you will have the chance to smell what the rock is cooking. In regards to agave, actually. So yes, folks, Teremana Tequila, it is the official tequila of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And you're talking to three people who have spent a considerable amount of their time as huge fans.
There's a signature on the back.
Yep. And I found it interesting that, you know, he could probably have gotten away with putting his face on the front of it.
I'm
And
pretty shocked he didn't.
Now, I think this is just one of those word of mouth. Just what, The Rock has a tequila, and then we all gotta try it. Like,
Yeah.
Now, Teremana, if I will. I like the name, Teremana. It literally means land magic. Like, Terra is like the terroir, the terrain. Mana or mana, magic. And I just find it fascinating that he started a tequila, of all things. The Rock started a tequila. Now, this is a celebrity brand. Hang on, let's see. Okay.
Not too bad. Not too
That
bad.
was a pretty good.
Okay.
I give it a 4, 4.5. Somewhere
And
in there.
also an all black synthetic cork, just like TX whiskey. So I imagine the supplier isn't too far apart on the two of them. So this is their Blanco. So this is basically just straight from the still.
Yeah, this is...
If you want to read any of the fun facts on the back, I like it.
Wow, this is only 40% ABV.
Yep.
Really?
It's not a very high ABV tequila. Most tequilas aren't that high, actually.
No.
They usually sit around 40% just so that they can sell in the United States market. I think actually like 100 years ago, tequila was actually slightly lower ABV just because there wasn't any
This
standardization.
actually, like, this has literally the nutrition facts, basically.
That was better.
Yeah, given on the back of this. It gives you the agave, the roasting, the stills, it's copper pot, calories, carbohydrates, sugars, serving facts, serving size, the recommended amount. Like, I don't know, this is not what I expect. I mean, I'm used to drinking whiskey, but it has so much more going on in the back label than
Yeah,
I
it actually gives you
normally
some
expect.
legit, like here on the Reposado, which it gives you all of this stuff. It's brick oven, 100%
Yeah.
Blue Weber Highland agave,
Copper pot, brick oven.
oak
This as
barrels.
well?
Yep, 96 per 1.5 ounce, 96 calories, 1.5 ounces serving. Note, and then it gives you just a few, and then it says Mana Gratitude Tequila. That's kind of their.
So,
But yeah, distilled in copper pot stills, handcrafted from Highlands agave. Now, yes, the rocks.
there's literally nothing different in terms of the initial facts. Notes of oak and vanilla with a smooth, rich finish. The Blanco's notes of bright citrus with a smooth, fresh finish. So you're not expecting a ton
Let's see if there's that much of a difference.
Yeah, they're not giving you a lot. Now, if you actually look at the two spirits side by side,
Yeah.
there is not a lot of, like, the bottle gives you a much bigger
Yeah.
difference than the actual tequila
Wow.
themselves when you get them into their glasses. Now, this is also in part with why The Rock and other celebrities are releasing celebrity tequilas. Because with a tequila, you can distill it and put it out in the market almost immediately. And with Reposado, you can age it for months rather than years. And so the idea is you can get off the ground and get product to the market in months. While if a celebrity wants to start a whiskey brand, it took Bob Dylan years to get his Heaven Door whiskey to the point where it was where he originally envisioned it. So
Still waiting on Conor McGregor to have a good one.
You'll get there. When it's
after about 12 years.
I was about to say when it's aged to proper 12, then
actually, age
The
12
real
years,
proper
yeah.
12, yeah.
So, another 9 years.
But hey, the guy had to get something out to the market while he was hot, while he had that, and that's
Boy, did he cool after.
now. That's getting off here a little because we are talking about one of the hottest superstars, one of the most well-known human beings and recognizable faces on planet Earth, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh, Phil, he hasn't been WWE champion in at least 5 years. 6.
I think he's done a few things since.
I don't think so.
No.
Couple. He hasn't been in the conversation as a potential presidential candidate.
We shall see.
Yeah, there's that. Oh, and Fast and the Furious. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I guess he's got stuff going on.
So we move. Now this is kind of an interesting tequila because normally it's from column stills or from very traditional stills.
Copper pot.
Very rare do you have copper pot still tequila.
Yeah.
That's
And
why there's a bit of a reverberating nose.
So yeah, I personally every tequila I hate the nose of tequila. Like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
This has
Very.
that.
Now we're all doing the Blanco, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
We're starting out with the Blanco. I'm getting some plant chlorophyll.
high sugar.
I was initially thinking like if I was going for a gold, the go-to was always Jose Cuervo. If I was feeling froggy, I'd get like a Cabo Wabo. But if I was going clear tequila, I'd usually get Patron Silver. And this smells very familiar to a Patron Silver, the Blanco, but like if you dumped a bunch of pennies in there, and I'm assuming that's
Yeah.
a copper pot.
Right.
Because I think it's much fruitier and it lingers. It, like I said, it reverberates on your nose.
Copper pot stills are chosen because they bring more flavor
Yeah,
out
and
of
it's
the
there.
still. To me, this is just because they do actually bake these agaves at a lower temperature than most
Okay.
tequila houses do. And they say that's to preserve more of the citrus flavors. We'll see how that goes. But to me, it's... again, this is going to... I almost shouldn't say this because no one else is going to have any frame of reference to this. But what I'm getting on the nose here before is... in order to tell if a corn plant has the right amount of phosphorus and it's got the right nutritions, you go out to the field, you cut the stalk out, you chop out everything but the white middle, and then you chew on it. And if it's bitter, it's missing some essential nutrients. If it's sweet, then you've done everything you need to in terms of your soil nutrient package.
Basically,
And
what
so-
Phil's saying is if you slow cook a pork loin, the longer you cook, the more succulent the meat will be in the end.
I don't know if that's what I just said.
I don't think it is.
I think I said other words.
This is
But
begging for
You
salt.
just asked for somebody to have a frame of reference for something that they will not have a frame of reference to. I'm trying to appeal to the audience who's obviously used a crock pot.
I know. I'm just giving my own reference here. But so,
Well,
folks,
you're a dick.
I know. Fuck me, right? So, all right, gentlemen, let's see how this hits the palate. Let's see if we can finally not only smell but taste what the Rock is cooking.
Oh. Wildly different than Patron Silver. Honestly, that almost does not taste like tequila. There it is on the finish. But that initial front,
I'm gonna have to.
No, the initial
So-
front, no.
Yeah.
What did I say? 40%?
Oh yeah, this is a celebrity tequila. It'll be at 40%.
Yeah.
That chlorophyll still comes through for me.
I'm not
It
getting
does
that at
now
all.
feel like I am chewing on the corn
No,
stalk.
no. I'm getting a little more
You're
of the
right.
grain.
You're right. On the front, it like in your mouth at the moment
Grain?
before you swallow.
Of the
before,
agave.
No, not the agave.
I'm a dick.
Like when it first
say-
comes in, it's not like you would think with Jose
Right.
or some of your cheaper
the
ones.
clear
You're like,
Jose, oh
it's
my God,
actually pretty
honestly.
smooth when it comes through. You're like, oh wow, this is nice. You
Like that
swallow, but
initial
then
hit, you're like, oh, tequila.
it makes it's like making my mouth very dry right now.
Yeah.
And yeah,
To me, it's got like that fresh make spirit of like some gins and vodkas. You know what I mean? Like
you're
there's
definitely
no-
a gin.
Yep.
There, yeah, there is a little bit of a gin, but like, okay. Imagine if gin was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
It would be Teremana Tequila.
Like with Blanco tequilas.
That's a good point.
With Blanco tequilas, like you were just saying, there's a specific reaction on your palate that it gives you that dry. Even when you just smell it, you dry
you
up,
want salt.
but your mouth starts to water as well at the same time as it's drying up.
My mouth's not watering.
This did give it to me, but when I tasted it,
Have you ever tasted
much different.
Have you ever tasted a silver coin? Like
Yeah.
take a silver coin and just like bite it? Like I'm kind of getting that when I taste this. Like just biting not
There
like
it
a
is.
copper
Okay.
coin or even a quarter.
I'm
But
gonna
like
try one
there.
more.
this, again, I'm gonna go back to like the 1800 the Patrons, and it takes a minute for it to get there to remind you that this is specifically a Blanco tequila, because the initial flavor, like as soon as it hits your mouth, tequila, and I go, oh wait a minute, this is very mellow, this is very nice, it's very inviting.
I get
Now it's a tequila.
I get the metallic.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
I don't know if it's silver coin, but I get the metallic, the copper. Like it's there. It's there in the aftertaste. It's there.
well, like
That's part of the
I
dryness.
knew there was a copper pot still involved with this, but I didn't get the
helps.
copper. It was just
I don't know if it's necessarily copper. It's metallic.
I don't know.
Yes,
I like
yes.
it.
There is a metallic element here. There's plant chlorophyll. There is the citrus there, but it's wrapped in the plant chlorophyll in the nose, and on the flavor, it's also wrapped in that metallic. So, now, gentlemen, we are gonna go ahead because we're here. We're gonna just go ahead and grade these as we go completely.
Okay.
So, as this Blanco tequila, yes, we are going to.
Bless you, sir.
It was so funny I had to chuckle. Yeah, that was it. This Blanco tequila, we are going to grade it as a tequila, as a clear spirit, it's shelving, and then the secret fourth question. So, as a tequila, how would you grade The Rock's Teremana Blanco? Tony G.
4.
Really?
Yep. I like that as a sipper because I think this would do pretty much anything you want a tequila to do without being overly offensive. Obviously, tequila we like the most has always been the state, because that's incredible tequila. But this is so non-invasive as a tequila. I think you could do shots of this and not have it be one of those blackout drunk nights where you just casually drink this, you can sip on this, and it's not going to offend the palate from start to finish like some do. This is nice on the very, 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 very front. You know it's tequila. It's smooth through the middle. The finish reminds you it's a tequila. This would be great with salt.
Yeah, this would go great in cocktails. I don't think I would drink this straight up right off.
Yep.
I
I could drink this straight up. Straight up.
Yeah, and I think it's
like
because
it.
it's got that chlorophyll, which is almost close to minty for Tony. So, I do find this pretty good. But all right, as a tequila, what do you give it, chicken?
I'm gonna go quite a bit lower. I'm gonna go with a 3 on here. I agree with the cocktailing. You're right. Lime, salt, like this can be fun. You can do a lot of things with this, but yeah, drinking it on its own or having a like. The more I drank it, the more I disliked it. Like my first initial, I was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good," and then I sipped it. The more I sipped it, the more I sipped it, the more I got the metallic flavor. The more I didn't like it. But no, I think this could be a shooter. This is definitely a mixer. I don't think this is.
We're on the same page, but just different grading scales.
Yeah.
It's a good party drink.
Yeah, it's a good party
I'm gonna
drink.
give it 3.25 as a tequila. It's
We're
a
supposed
good.
to go 3.5 to meet us in the middle.
It's a great tequila, but it doesn't blow me away.
That's fine.
Now, again, this is a great mixer, and that cost me about $23 USD. So it's actually
that money?
pretty good value tequila as well. So if you're one of those people that just wants to keep a tequila in stock, this would be a good one. And because it's The Rock, it's a conversation piece.
People do specifically request like tequila shots in bars. I think this is one that you could serve up to many people and not have people getting sick in the bar, because this is actually not invasive on your palate or your stomach.
Yeah, it is a lot softer.
Yeah.
You're right. So that there is that. So, all right. Now, as a clear spirit, this is putting it up against gins. This is putting up against vodkas. It's putting up against a lot of white dogs, a lot of unaged whiskeys. So,
Go ahead.
2 stars as a clear spirit. Actually, no, I'm gonna 2.5. That's what I meant to say. 2.5 as a clear spirit. It's right there at the middle. But in the world of vodka, in the world of gin, in the world of Blanco tequila, in the world of mezcal, this is just above middle of the road. Okay, because there's a lot there. So that's where I'm going.
I'm not gonna totally disagree. I'm gonna go 2.25. For the only reason I didn't go 2 is because of the value. Like it's not bad for the price, but yeah, for a clear spirit, 2.25 I think is plenty fair.
3.75.
As a clear spirit,
You're telling me there's a lot more gin and vodka that you'd rather sip on than this.
you got a
Full
good
of
point.
shit.
You got a good point there. You got a point.
There's vodkas I would, not gin.
Really about the only other thing I can think of is other tequilas I want to sip on.
Yeah,
There you
other
go.
tequilas and other vodkas. There's a few
I'm not much
vodkas.
for
now.
sipping on vodka. That's
There's a
gotta
few
be,
vodkas.
that's
You,
gotta be
you gotta
part of
try the
something.
Skull vodka, man.
That's so. We have some disagreements here, but I was at 2.5. But I think that's quite fair. It's right middle of the road. Now we'll get to,
Great sipper mixer for clear spirit.
and especially for the price point, you really can't complain because it is. And
There you
I
go.
will get to that. That's part of my overall equation.
Let's go to the next one.
Well, hang on. Shelving.
I don't know. Hang on. You gotta have another one, right?
Now for tequilas, we just have to. If you got a third.
Can you call this a cascade? Anything?
Well, no, because this one we're grading as a tequila and as a clear spirit. That one we are grading as
All
a tequila and as a cascade because it's been aged in a cask.
All right.
So that's how we're grading
There's
that.
no other scale we can compare it to.
We will let the fans let us know in the comments if there is another scale
Because
you'd
if
like
we're
us to
talking
add.
in terms of just overall spirit, since it's a clear spirit, it's a Blanco tequila, I would that's the scale where I would give this very low marks.
As a Blanco tequila?
Not specifically as a Blanco tequila, but just in terms of just a spirit in general, if that makes any sense. I would grade this very low on that end.
Okay.
So
okay.
you're including bourbons, whiskeys, every
Sure.
Like okay.
If you're talking just in
Wide
competition-
spectrum.
Trying to find
If
the
you're
wide
talking
spectrum,
of
yeah.
competition of all the
If you
stuff
put
that's
this
out
against
there-
rums, whiskeys, scotches, I would give it a 1.
Yeah, exactly. That's where it's going to come up very, very short for me, because it's not high.
This
proof.
is
It's
if I'm going
very
out
weak,
to look
yeah.
for something fun to drink tonight or something interesting, this is not on my list.
There you
Oh
go.
man, I gotta say, Rock, right now we are stomping a mud hole in your tequila, but you should
If
be
you
used to that.
smell,
I mean,
I
Austin
was
did that for
pretty
years.
kind. I was pretty kind.
Now,
to
yeah,
you
he's
up until that point.
liking this stuff, but now we will get to that. Now, the secret fifth question or the secret fourth question, I'm gonna save once we reviewed both of these
Okay.
whiskeys. So now we move tequila.
Did we pick a shelf?
We have not yet.
Bottom.
Bottom shelf.
Bottom.
Yeah, for easy reaching, and this would actually be a well whiskey. Or
Yeah.
Whiskey. Well tequila for me, because
Yes.
if people want to come over and have shots and I'm
Yeah.
entertaining a lot of
That is
people,
perfect.
this is what
Yes.
I'm grabbing.
Yes.
But I will get to that a little later.
Instead of spending $20 on a Jose Cuervo,
That's what I mean.
now you have something from the Rock. You spend an extra
But
$3
I
bucks
don't
for
think
it.
guys
You
do
can have a
this
good
enough for
conversation.
the
Yeah, it's a
because
conversation
I would rather
piece.
have
Yeah.
a round of shots of this than 1,800 per shot.
Now let's see how the Reposado hits
All right.
the nose and the palate and all that good stuff. So this is the Reposado. It's been aged in American white oak ex-bourbon casks.
Now this feels okay. Now this, am I wrong? This just smells like Jose Cuervo Gold.
Kinda.
Like, I know there's a very specific nose to gold tequila, but
I get the similarity with it. but-
if Jose Cuervo Gold had just a touch more lime to it, plus softer.
Yeah, it is. So, like I was about to say, Jose Cuervo Gold. Is
It's almost
awful.
Yeah,
offensive.
it is. Yeah.
If that wasn't as offensive and a little bit sweeter, I think this is
This
basically
is
it.
this is basically what Gold wishes it was.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That's a better way of putting it.
Nose-wise, yeah, this is exactly what your cheap
The white oak really cuts a lot of the chlorophyll out. It cuts a lot of the parts of the nose I didn't like out of the Blanco. And I suspect I might, because I'm usually not a fan of Reposado tequila. I usually go for the Blanco.
I think I have a feeling that we're all going to go the other way on this one.
Yep. So, gentlemen, let's see how this one hits the nose. And then the palate.
Salty, but not strong. Just even 40?
That's not strong at all.
That's still 40.
That's dangerous.
That is interesting.
That's not even...
Hold on. For tequila, that is very interesting.
I've had wines that go down not that easy.
Hang on, I really gotta smack my palate around
There is
to
a-
remind myself that this is still
There is a
tequila.
dryness in your mouth a little bit, but the fact that, wow, just a couple months in white oak casks did all that, huh? I find that fascinating.
I've never had a tequila twice. I don't know.
Yeah, the palate is not Jose Cuervo Gold at all. It's its own animal entirely.
Smells like it. Does not taste like it. No, this has got more of a... It takes your tongue and it makes it very stagnant. It coats your tongue. Not thick. Put a thin layer on your tongue and it just kind of coats that for a second and then you breathe and then the air kind of breaks through that coat.
You know what the coating kind of seems like to me? Have either of you ever had agave nectar?
Phil,
Yeah.
we know tequila's made with agave.
But have you had the nectar?
No.
Like, now, I will say, I've had it before. As a sweetener, I'm sorry, I just have to say this. This is from the heart. Agave nectar fucking sucks, but in terms of flavor profile identification, this actually, now, again, just as a sweetener, in and of itself, it works as a cooking ingredient. But if you're using that as a sweetener, no. Meh.
This is interesting. It almost it almost coats your tongue.
Yeah.
And for me, it seems like it's coated
But the finish
in
is so
agave
light.
nectar.
And
but
it's almost got a
slight.
minty finish.
Yeah. The finish is very... It's almost not there. Like, it's almost like you
There's
had
like
a
just a-
sprinkle of salt and just flipped it on the back of your tongue.
Wow.
Which I
actually,
wonder if this would work well with margaritas.
This would
do
this-
fantastic.
Yes, this would be great.
This would be a fantastic. So, all right, we go on to grading.
All right.
Now, as a tequila, we're going to do tequila. Then as a cask-aged spirit, it's shelving. And then we go on to the secret fourth question for both of these tequilas. So, as a tequila, Chicken, you've had quite a few tequilas in your day.
I'm gonna go. Actually, for this one specifically, this is actually really interesting. This is different, but it's really good. I'm still trying to process everything, but like it coats your tongue. It keeps you. I did not have like any like negative feelings or tastes or. This was good.
It's drinkable.
It's
Like
really.
these are two different products.
Oh, absolutely they are. To me, they are. They're absolutely two different avenues completely. They're two different roads, different, yeah. I'm going to go 3.75 for this being a tequila. This is actually really good. What did this run you?
That one ran me $29. So it's a little more, but just a few bucks more. The Rock,
Absolutely worth
The
it.
Rock even said when he was putting this together, and I'm going to do my best, Rock. Teremana is supposed to be for the people. We want this to be a tequila available for everyone. I could have made a premium tequila and charged a mint for it, but no, I want a Teremana to be everywhere so everyone could enjoy it. And so yeah, that was his idea, is don't make an overpriced tequila, because there is a point with, especially premium tequilas, you price yourself out of the market. Like Clase Azul is charging $115 a bottle, and they don't move to the same extent that these do. I suspect he probably moves 20 bottles of this in the time that Clase Azul takes to move one bottle. So he's probably moving
Sure.
a lot more inventory going with this idea. So, Tony, as a tequila, how do you grade this? Tough, isn't it?
It is because I'm grading this on a scale of which one would I sit around and sip, not which one would I put into a
I'd
blender.
definitely sip this one.
I think I'd blend the Blanco, or I'd sip the Blanco. I would blend the Reposado. I think I'm going to give this one a 3.25.
He and I are kind of like, I would sip on the Reposado. I would mix with the Blanco, which
the other
is
way.
fascinating.
Other way.
I would mix with both,
Which,
but
which to me is very strange because I normally am not a big fan of Reposado. I usually go for the Blanco.
Me too.
Just because that's my personal palate.
Well, yeah, Toronto State.
Yeah, it was a Blanco. So, I'm just trying to chase something close to that.
can find it
We'll
again.
get there. But as a tequila, I'm gonna give this 3.5 stars out of 5 stars. For those who don't know, we grade on a 5-star scale. So it's 3.5 out of 5 stars. I really do find this as a pretty good tequila. Now, as a cask-aged spirit, keep in mind this has only been aged for a few months versus years. So that's something to keep in mind with your score. Chicken, I'll let you go first.
now this is going against all spirits cast age. Not as impressive as a lot of other ones. Even for a tequila, it's not that impressive as a cast age. It's a good tequila. It's a really good tequila. Don't get me wrong. I'm gonna go 2.5. Maybe no, I'll go 2.75. I think it's worthy of being above average as a overall cast age.
You know, I'm going to agree with you at 2.75 for cask age because it's just above that middle of the road. But, like, again, you're talking wide world of sports and you get to cask age. We're talking like 21-year-old cognacs. We're talking 18-year-old scotches. It's a wide world of sports there. So, T, what would you grade this Reposado tequila as a cask age?
The nose is... the nose suggests that this is going to be a lot more intrusive as a tequila.
Yeah. That was it. Tequila went on my nose.
Ah. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Well, you know, it's not meant to be.
Whew. Yeah, I need a lime. Woo!
It's gonna stay in this spot.
Yeah. Nothing like a shot of tequila.
Here, I had to put
The nose. Okay.
good luck with that. Like, I feel like the nose suggests that this is going to be a lot more intrusive as a tequila. But then when you take a sip, it's actually a little light in terms of what you expect for a flavor profile. Even not like a good, cheap, dirty Jose Cuervo. Like, you have some preconceived notions. So for me, it's not disappointing, it's just not what I was expecting, and that's probably why I'm going to be very harsh and go 2.25.
Okay, there it is, folks. Now, we move on to shelving.
That's where I'm going to go all over the place again, and I think this would be a middle for me.
Interesting.
Possible on middle. I think it's more about how much space do you have, middle to bottom, quick grab, or like I can move it up to the middle later at a certain point. But
This one is going to sit right next to the regular Blanco Teremana just because they're right next to each other and it's a good conversation piece. So this one would probably be bottom shelf or there just at my bar, physically
Sure.
at the bar for sipping. Now, this is the interesting part, folks. The secret question, the fourth question is, this bottle runs empty, will you seek another one? And that's the question for me. Now the question to pose to both of you. Tony, would you seek out a bottle of Teremana Tequila? And if you did, which one would you prefer?
How much was the ball?
$23.
Yeah, that's the one I'm going to get.
Chicken.
I'd get the Reposado, and I don't know if I would keep it on hand, but I think it would last quite a while. Maybe I would.
That would definitely, I think that would be, if you're you know you're going to entertain for a party.
That's-
you know,
that's-
Jessica, you might grab a bottle
Yeah.
of that because you know.
Again, that's why I
it's-
come back to the Blanco, because I think this would be that tray shot with the lime and the salt. You set that in front of a group of people, and they're going to be much more impressed with the shot than they would be maybe with the Reposado. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just my personal taste.
Now, the question for me is, will I replace these bottles once these bottles are empty? Well, actually, the answer is going to be yes.
Really?
Because these are going to be my bar place mixing tequilas. Like, these are going to be the tequilas that when I have guests over, I have a lot of people around.
No, you're going to do that.
Well, either one of them, really.
You're going to do that.
I'd probably, yes, personally, if I could only buy one, I'd go with Reposado. Just, I would keep Reposado on hand. Tony?
Yeah, and now it's...
Yep, and now he's blending the two. Does he know that the Reposado is the Blanco that's aged a
It
little
doesn't matter here, Phil.
bit? Okay, so how's it on the
Nobody
nose?
knows.
How's it on the nose, Sid? I gotta know.
There's nobody's
As a
gonna know.
blend, how is the blend master blended? Is blenderific blends?
Well, I'm kind of just waiting for Dwayne Johnson to give me a call and go, you kind of nailed it out of the park there, Tony G. This is why you're a 9-time champion, but I digress.
Well-
no, honestly, it does nothing in terms of smell. It really just smells like this. I mean,
Now,
tell me I'm wrong.
But
That's
now,
it.
Tony, I don't know if he's ever going to get to call you because, like, let's be frank, The Rock is one of my personal best friends, my swimming coach, my jiu-jitsu partner, and general he's just one of those guys that just calls me like, so, Phil, what is it that you think I should do about, like, so who should I endorse in the election? Like, The Rock comes to me for all of the big events in his life. I was like, no, so Rock, I don't know if you should go with whiskey. I think tequila's the way you should go. And I'm glad the kid...
Smart move. I'm glad you helped the kid out.
Now, the kid's got potential. He reminds me a lot of a younger version of myself.
Yeah, sure.
Infinite potential, but, he's got a little more polishing. What can I say? So, folks, Tony, anything you'd like to say to the people before we let them go?
I give that a B+ in terms of blend because... No.
So, Chicken, here at the Chicken Coop, anything you'd like to say to these beautiful people?
No, I love tequila no matter what. These are easy buys, good conversation pieces. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's beloved name. $20-$30 for a bottle. If you're gonna make some margaritas, go pick it up. It's worth a try. It's not gonna break the bank.
You've made worse decisions with more money.
Exactly.
Right? Trust me. So, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you for joining us for this very interesting premium tequila review. Thank you for joining us, all of you Rudy Poo candy-ass jabronis. All of you folks, you have no idea you have sampled the People's Champion tequila,
And if you
the
don't
Rocks
like
tequila.
the Blanco, you can always take this bottle.
Turn
You
it
can-
sideways.
You can take it, you can shine it up real nice. You can turn that sumbitch sideways. And you can stick it straight up
Your
onto
candy.
your middle shelf.
Oh.
Family friendly.
Okay, all right. So, folks, thank you for joining us for this very special review of the Rocks Tequila Teremana. We dropped a rock bottom and a people's elbow on it, folks, and we were there. And yes, it was a great tequila. We were all hoping for the Rock at WrestleMania 17 quality. We got the Rock at WrestleMania 15 quality. It was still pretty good. But, folks, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being here. Give us a like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you around the bend, folks. Later.